Good afternoon, beekeepers and bee enthusiasts. How you doing? It's another great day at the farm, and we're hanging out. It's the end of May, and the weather outside is beautiful. The sun is out. It's about 75 degrees outside, so it feels great. And it is a beautiful day, and we thought it'd be a great day to go to each of our hives and start putting in our honey frames so the bees can start producing honey on them that we can extract in October. So this is a process we have to do every year. We always have to go to each of our hives and basically put in some honey frames so the bees can start building on them. And then when October comes, we will basically make our video where we go around and we extract the honey frames from each of the hives. Everybody loves those videos, but in order for us to do that, we have to get some honey frames into the hives. So we're going to walk around to a few hives today, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to basically put frames into the hive and get them ready. And it's a really simple process. It doesn't take a lot of time. I'm not even going to use a smoker today. That's how easy it is. And it should be a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head over to our first hive. Okay, so we're sitting out here outside the hive. This is Sourwood Acres hive. It's a beautiful hive. We've had it for quite some time. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside. I'm going to take out some of the straw they had on the inside to close off the empty space. I'm going to add about 7 frames, and then I'm going to put the divider board back in. I'm going to put the straw back in whatever remaining empty space there is and close up the hive. It's a very simple process. It doesn't take very long. And I like it because I don't really have to interfere with the bees too much to get this done. You know, it's something really simple. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and check it out. All right, so let's go ahead and remove our top cover. Let me make sure you can see inside there okay. Yeah, you can see. All right. So we got all this straw, so we're going to take this straw out. We're just going to set it to the side because we're going to use some of it. Now I'm going to get my hive tool. There it is. Okay. We're just going to take this divider board back and take a look on the inside. As you can see in there, there's some beautiful honey. The bees look really good. So I'm not going to interfere with them too much. I'm just going to go ahead and put these frames in. And this frame, as you can see, it's just got an inch strip of wax right here for them to build on. They can handle the rest. So that's pretty much all we do. I'm going to just start putting these frames in. I'm going to put in 7. And this hive can take up to 19 frames But honestly, we haven't had much luck with the bees filling out our 19 frame colonies all the way, or hives all the way. They usually will only fill out about 6 or 7 frames. So, you know, I don't really feel like giving them way too much space to build on. I don't want to overdo it. That's 5. 6. Okay, so now that we've got our frames in, we're going to put our divider board back in. Just like that. And now the empty space we have right here, we can put straw in, just so they don't get in there and build unnecessary comb that we don't want. Cool, and that's honestly about it. So let me put this top back on. Cool, and that's all there is to it. Let me see. Forgive me if this is crooked, but that's basically all there is to it, to getting frames into a colony. So let's go ahead and head over to our Fort Campbell hive, and let's get some frames in there too. All right, so same thing. I'm going to remove this straw. Woo! Okay, so I had to back away from that last hive because I went in and basically all I wanted to do was add those frames and get them in. And I did get the frames in, but I was totally swarmed with bees. I mean, I have never seen aggression like that. I mean, they were coming at me full force. I definitely got a few stings. I got a sting in my jeans. I got a few stings on my gloves. The bug baffler actually kept me safe pretty much from my body and my chest and my arms and everything. But I did get stung a few times, and I basically walked away, and then I came back once they were swarming me like for a far distance. I came back, shut the lid, and walked away from it. I've never seen anything like that in our apiary. I mean, the bees were just, I mean, that was wild. I mean, it was a cloud of bees like all over me. And I'm glad I had this suit because it actually kept me from getting a lot of stings. But you know, you saw the first hive we went through, and it was like easy, wasn't a problem. Like the bees let me put the frames in, no problem. But that last hive, oh my goodness, that was just a mess. I mean, like I said, I don't think I've ever seen aggression like that from honeybees in our apiary. So I don't know, we're gonna have to think about that, and it's gonna be interesting, you know, thinking about that. If we go back in and take the honey frames out in October, we're gonna have to deal with that. I mean, there was a lot of bees, like a lot of bees all over me. So it was very interesting. But anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. I still have one more hive I have to go do and basically put the frames in. So I'm gonna knock that out real quick. But just remember, it's so easy to put frames into a hive and get ready for honey extraction. You basically put them in and you're good to go. And you basically wait until October and then you pull the frames out, and it's as simple as that. So I'm gonna go set up another hive and basically get it ready and get some frames into it. But yeah, that was wild. Hey everybody, so I just got back from the farm, and boy, I had a lot to think about on the way back. I mean, I think I said it earlier, but I've never seen bees that aggressive. Like, it was crazy. Like, they came after me like I've never seen before. I mean, I know some of you might say, well, you didn't have your smoker, but a smoker wouldn't have done much to stop what that was. And, you know, I opened up the hive, and I was basically surrounded by like hundreds of bees. And this is why I wear a bee suit, because, you know, I see a lot of beekeepers out there that don't wear bee suits and whatnot. If I had opened that hive and not had my bug baffler on, I probably would have been stung at least 100 times. I mean, they were all over me, and it was just a mess. So I thought about it on the way home, and I basically told myself that what's probably going to have to happen is we're going to have to cull that hive, because, you know, I don't want to have to ever deal with those bees again. I'm definitely not wanting to go in there in October and extract those honey frames, because, I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, you shouldn't have to be chased around by 100 bees while you're doing your beekeeping. And what you have to consider is, if you have a hive like that, not only are you going to have issues when you're near the hive, but they are also going to be spreading those genetics to other colonies in the area. So if you keep it and you don't do anything about it, they can spread those very aggressive genetics to other colonies, and you can get the same thing in other hives. And, you know, that's just not something you want to deal with. I've always knew I'd probably deal with this at some point or another. And I always said, if I ever had bees that had like those Africanized traits, kind of, where they're just hyper aggressive, that I was probably going to get rid of those bees, because I don't ever want to have to deal with bees like that. And I don't want anybody, you know, that I show the hives to have to deal with that either. I mean, it's not safe. You know, you could get stung, you know, hundreds of times, and that's definitely kind of dangerous. So, you know, I was just fortunate I had my bee suit, and really the most they stung me through was my latex gloves, which the crazy thing is I've never had an issue with latex gloves. Like, I've never had bees sting through it, but those bees, they were all over my latex gloves, and I probably got stung on my hands probably about 6 times. But the bug baffler pretty much kept me safe everywhere else. But yeah, on my hands, I got stung a lot of times. And so it's a shame. You know, I'm not happy about it. It feels lousy, but I'm not going to deal with those bees on a permanent basis. So we're definitely going to do something about it, and I'm just going to have to think about how I want to go about it. So anyway, so that about wraps up our video. You know, that was a mess, but you know, if you're a beekeeper, you have to be prepared that you could get bees like that are very hyper aggressive. And that's why I tell people to wear bee suits, because you know, if you get bees like that and you're not wearing anything, I mean, you're going to get stung a lot of times, and it's not safe. So yeah, that was a mess, but in any case, we're gonna get through it. And yeah, that about wraps up our video. So until next time, we'll see you soon.